Okay, this is your strike test video. You're seeing students doing all the required forms for this cycle. You should do all the forms that you know, and videotape yourself doing your form from this cycle. Okay, let's start with running in place. Punches, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Keep your feet moving, keep your hands up. Keep your weight forward. So your back heel is off the floor. You don't want to lean forward, that offers your face, but you want your weight forward so that you can move easily. And now we're going to shuffle in a box. Keep your hands up, side, back, side, front, and then go the other way. Knees. Make sure that you keep the standing leg bent. Other side. And ladder steps. And if you forgot to start your watch like I did, start it now. Kicks, front, side, back. Okay, so that was 6 exercises. Run in place. Punches, shuffle, knees, ladder steps, and kicks. 30 seconds each, 2 more times through, and then after you do it, come back and stretch. Okay, so once you've done your 3 times through, reach up, reach over to one side. Other side. And straight up to the front. Reach for the floor. Keep your chin up. Over to one side, grab your ankle, pull your chest to your knee. Down in a side stretch, both heels are on the floor. If you want more stretch, put this elbow inside your knee and push the knee open. Turn, stretch your hip flexor. Make sure that your ankle is out past your knee, not tucked in here like this. Straighten up your legs. All my toes are facing in the same direction. My chin is up, my back is flat. I reach my chest toward my front knee. That stretches this hamstring. Also stretches this calf a little bit. Come to the center, Toes straight forward, push your knees out. Other side, grab your ankle. Make sure your chin is up. Down to the side stretch. And turn, stretch your hip flexor. Straighten out your legs. Toes all in that direction, chin up, back flat, chest to your knees, stretch your hamstring. And then have a seat. One foot out in front of you, pull the other foot across the knee. Okay, if you can tuck this foot and still keep your whole butt on the floor, do it. If you can't, if you have one side of your one hip up when you do that, keep the leg extended. Whichever knee is up, take the opposite elbow, put it outside the knee, and push the knee across. Other side. Okay, feet out. Make sure your chin is up and your toes are pointed up. If you roll your toes in, you're not getting much of a stretch. So chin is up, reach your elbows toward the floor. Bring your feet in closer, still elbows to the floor. And bring your feet together and reach your hands as far out as they'll go. You don't want your toes pointed. Toes should be pulled back, chin should be up. So you're not here, but you're here. Pull your feet in, heels are on the floor, rock back and forth. Then put your hands on the floor and straighten out your legs. Okay, so we're going to start with squat lunge. When you do a lunge, you want to make sure, I generally step back when I do a lunge. You can step forward if you want to, but I find it's easier to get myself in the proper position for this knee if I step back. You want your knee over your ankle. If you have your knee out here and your ankle tucked behind it, that puts a lot of stress on your knee. So you want to step back here far enough that this is straight up and down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go squat, lunge, squat, lunge, squat, lunge, squat, lunge. Okay, then I'm going to have a seat. And I'm going to put my hands way up here, not back here behind my hips, but way up here in front of my hips. Out far enough that they're not bumping into my body. Then I put my feet flat on the floor and lift my butt up in the air so my back is in tabletop. This is called tabletop. You're going to keep your feet where they are. You're not going to let your butt touch the floor. You're going to pull back to an L sit. So forward, lift your hips, and push them back. Okay, and the last one is called a sit out. Put yourself here, hands and feet are on the floor. It's not a plank like you would do a push-up. My butt's way in the air. So I'm gonna pick one hand up, touch the opposite foot. The foot that I'm touching is gonna shoot through the hole that I made when I picked my hand up. Then I bring it back, and I go the other way. So we did squat lunge, we did tabletop to L sit, and we did sit-outs. We did 30 seconds of each one. I want you to do one more set, 30 more seconds of each one. Okay, so this month we're working on focus. So we're gonna take some techniques, work on the techniques, and then we're gonna focus on putting the right part of our hand or foot on the right part of the target, whether it's a target or an opponent. So the first thing we're gonna work on is a front kick. So you're gonna start in your guard stance, hands are up. When you do your front kick, you're not kicking high, you're doing a push. So the rotation comes from here, because the fact that we're working on focus doesn't mean you get to forget other things like power. So your kick has got to come up, chamber, kick, re-chamber, and land back down. We're going to do a back leg kick right now. We're not working on speed. I find I have a little bit more balance doing it this way. So up, kick, in, back. We'll do 5 on each side. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do 5 on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then you're going to get a target. So I'm going to use the center of the back of this chair for my target. And I'm going to throw those same 5 kicks, and I'm going to focus on hitting on the right part of my foot, the ball of my foot, on the target. Back up, and I can see my feet better that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm kicking really slow because I don't want to slam the chair into the table, into the window. Other leg. 1. And if you, well, we'll get there in a minute. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing with the roundhouse kick. Now, we're going to do front leg roundhouse kick. You want to make sure that your standing leg is facing away from the target. You chamber your knee up towards the target, and you kick straight out, and you're hitting with the top of your foot with the instep. So we're going to do 5 again on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we're going to take our target back out. I'm trying to think what's the best way to do this. I'll angle it like this. I'm going to use, again, the center of the back of my chair as my target. 5 times to kick the target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the chair. And the last technique that we're going to do is a reverse punch off the back hand. So from your fighting stance, 1, you rotate your hips, you push off the back foot, your arms is straight line here, and you're kicking with, punching with these first 2 knuckles. So you do 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then you're going to find something to hit. Then finding something higher to hit might be harder. Okay, so I'm going to hit the edge of the hutch here. I'm not going to hit it hard. I don't want to break my knuckles. But right where the shelf meets the edge, that spot is going to be my target. So 1, 2. And if you stop when you're there, you can focus on making sure that the right part of your knuckles hit the target. 3, 4, 5. And same thing with the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a partner. Ideally, your partner's gonna have a target. The target might be their hand, it might be a piece of paper, it might be a small pillow, it might be a pot holder, doesn't matter. If they're holding it here, hip height, straight out, you're gonna do front kicks. So to start off, they're gonna throw it out, they're gonna hold it here, and you're gonna do 5 front kicks on each leg. So making sure that the ball of your foot hits the center of the target. Then they're gonna hold it out for you like this, and on each leg, you're gonna do 5 roundhouse kicks, and make sure the top of your foot hits the center of the target. Then they're gonna hold it up here, head height, and you're gonna do 5 reverse punches or crosses each hand. Okay, then you're gonna practice focusing on your partner. You're gonna stand here in your guard stance with your eyes shut. And your partner's gonna move around the room and they're gonna call to you. And when you hear them, you're gonna open your eyes and turn to where they are. If the target's here, you're gonna do a front kick. If it's here, you're gonna do a reverse punch. And if it's here or here, you're gonna do a roundhouse kick. So you stand here, I hear a voice, it's there, I look, the pad's low, I turn, I throw a front kick. I could throw the front kick with this leg too, I just feel like I have more balance doing it the other way. Okay, so I want them to move around you and offer you at least 10 different targets. Then you need to trade jobs. Even if your partner is not someone who takes karate, it's only fair if they're holding pad for you, then you hold for them.
X ready for 1, sir! Fire!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah.
Fire!
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Fire!
And set.
Victory! Humility! Sir!
Action ride for 7.
X ready for 7, sir!
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kia.
Fire! Fire!
1, 2,
Fire!
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah.
Fire!
Set.
Victory! Miller! Sir!
Action ride
You
for
can go
10.
behind me.
X ready for 10, sir!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Fire!
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Fire!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2.
Fire!
Hut. And set.
Victory! Miller! Sir!
And
Okay.
go. 1.
Fire! Ah! This! Ah! This! Fire!
Okay, chucks. We're gonna start with 1. We're gonna practice triangles. So you're gonna pull it up onto your shoulder, and you're gonna come across hip, hip, shoulder, hip, hip, shoulder, hip, hip, shoulder. Okay, so I want you to do 25 sets of those. Then you're gonna put it in the other hand, and you're gonna do the same thing. Then you're gonna bring it back to the first hand. And we're gonna do something called the Z strike. So I'm gonna go shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip, up. Shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip, up. So I guess it's not, from here. So this is the top of the Z. This is across the bottom of the Z and back up. So shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip, up. Shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip, up. And I want you to put it in the other hand and do the same thing. If you are right-handed, you're going to find that the left hand by itself is really stupid. Okay, then we are going to do some helicopters. So when you do a helicopter, you're going to start off, this is the hardest one of this set. You want this chuck right here. You're going to turn it straight up and down like this. So the bottom one, I'm mowing the grass. This is in my right hand. I'll explain it to you left hands too. But if it's in your right hand and you're looking down at the piece of the chuck that's going around, that piece is going counterclockwise. So that's the mowing in the grass half. And up is the helicopter half. And if you're looking up at it, it's going clockwise. So from going down to going up, you're changing the direction of the chuck. Okay, so I want you to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are doing this in your left hand, when you look down at it, the chuck that's spinning on the grass is going clockwise, and you look up at it, is going counterclockwise. If you are right-handed and you're trying to do that just with your left hand, that's not going to make sense. But when you put them both together, it will make more sense. But what I want you to do, whether you're doing it in your right hand or your left hand, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It might take you more times than that to get. I've been practicing this for a long time, so that when I stand here and make videos, I look like I know what I'm doing. Okay, then we're going to put those together. So we're going to start off with the triangles. When I do a triangle, you would start off hip, hip, shoulder, hip, hip, shoulder, hip, hip, shoulder, hip, hip, shoulder. But we want it to go faster than that, make more of a shield in front of us and look cooler. So I'm going to go hip, hip. And as I bring this one back to my shoulder, the other one is going to come across to the front hip. Hip. As I do the third move of this one's going to do its first move. So eventually, it's going to look like that. Okay, then the last one is the helicopters. So if you've got them in both hands, when they're down, they're spinning in towards each other. And when you turn them up, they're spinning out away from each other. So it's in the between that they switch directions. And I can't explain that. It's obviously got something to do with physics. But I don't know. It just hits stuff. Okay, so you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then ones. And like I said, it might take you longer to get to ones. That's okay. Rewind the video, listen to it again. That's the only way to get this is to do your mowing the grass, in, up, out, 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 and just keep doing it until you can switch them back and forth. Some of the kids can do opposites. I can't. So if you want to see opposites, talk to either one of the right kids, probably either one of the Zaziks. There's probably more than that, but that's off the top of my head. I can't do them opposite without smacking myself in the head.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. Set.